Good afternoon, good evening, and good whatever time it is you're watching from. Hello, everybody. It is time for the 2021 Formula E season to begin. We had pre-season testing last time out in Bahrain at the GP layout, and now we're here in Brazil at the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache in Interlagos, Sao Paulo, and we are ready to get going. Hello there, everybody. I am your commentator for today, Robert Ionescu, and I am joined your host and also God Yerimata. Hello there, Yeri. It's time to get going with the qualifying session.
Hello, yes, interesting times with the new, well, not new cars, but new performances and lots of new drivers in the series.
Yes, indeed. For those who don't already know, this session and the race right after will be pre-recorded. So there's that, meaning that when you are watching this, the race has already happened on our end. But in any case, it's time to get going with this session. And we got quite a lot of new drivers here in this category. I'd say quite a very big number actually. And it should be a very messed up, not messed up, a very interesting grid here.
Yep, it's going to be really interesting.
We have the
And
Jaguar of Agi Prazan first to go out on track in the meantime, so we have to keep an eye on that. But one big change to Formula E this season, now we can't call Formula E a tier anymore because the tiering system is gone, it's just another series. So a big change for Formula E is that it doesn't have equal cars anymore, meaning the stat progression for drivers has also gone away. But how it works now, the grid has been split into groups. The top group, which is the fastest four teams, the middle group, the next four teams, and the bottom group, which is the last the three teams, sorry, because we got the 11 teams in total, not 12. So that should be quite interesting, as we got Agi Prazan. This season should be quite different from what we saw last season, where Agatiano Bivona dominated and took a whopping 6 race wins, ended the championship. And his first win, of course, coming right here in the first race. Let's see what's going to happen this time, because he's no longer here, of course. Got a host of new drivers, and Agi Prazan will be the first one to start a lap here. So then up the hill he goes through the subida dos boxes, or the entrance towards the pit lane. It's a flat out left hand kink. Even in the slowest cars imaginable, there's no trouble at all taking this corner. Unless it's wet, then it could be a little tricky. And here we go. It's a short run down towards turn 1. Hard braking zone. You need to make sure you get it right. You don't want to understeer. Don't want to go any wide because you need to be as far left as you can. Set up for the S's and have a good exit here into the Senna S. And now into turn 3. Carry all the speed you can. He got a little bit unsettled there on the curb. I don't think it's gonna cost him too much time. Flat out onto the Reta Oposta and towards the Interlagos. It's a fast braking zone. You need to brake and turn immediately. 21.5 in the first sector for Agi Prazan as he now goes through the left here, blind apex, and in towards Ferradura. A very, very interesting corner, very fast. It can really catch you off guard if you're not prepared for it. Prazan got through okay. Don't take any curb on exit, that can really unsettle the balance of the car as you break into Laranja, heading down the hill now towards Bico de Pato, towards Peneirinha, sorry. Keep going on the throttle, get on the throttle as early as you can, and then step your line here into Bico de Pato. Get a good exit because you need to get on the throttle as quick as you can, carry that speed in towards Mergulho, and keep it flat. Use the best of your talent to keep it flat and then strain the car for Junsao. Brake nice and early, and then get on the throttle as quick as you can. Take some curb for good measure, 104.8 in the middle sector. And now all you have to do is keep your foot to the floor and stay as far left as you can to shorten the run down to the line. And that'll be a lap of Interlagos complete. Let's see what lap time Agi Prazan is going to set in the Jaguar. 1 minute 26.4. Rafael Dummel, the Brazilian, is going to cross the line next, and Dummel has gone slower than by 6/10. Robert Ionescu in the Audi goes into P1 by 3/10 of a second. Audi, of course, the top team. As Wojtek Kulisek goes into 4th, Kwan Min Nguyen goes into P5 with Parachki 3rd. Chung has gone P6, and there's quite a lot of new names to remember. So we have Marco Koenig, who goes into 2nd place in the BMW. Santino Androli returning to Audi after a year in GP2. Let's see what lap time he's going to set. Can he get onto provisional pole and dethrone his teammate? Looks like he can, and yes, he can. Exactly 1/10 of a second. Here we have Brandon Jackson. Let's see what he's got in that BMW. Jackson goes to the top by a whopping 6/10 of a second as Denholm goes P9. The Trelli goes sixth, sorry, not eighth. You have Tobola, Jakub Tobola, he goes only 13th as Mohammad Razin goes 5th. Agi Prazan is up next, and he's not finishing a lap. He's coming back into the pits. He was up by 3 tenths of a second on this lap, but it doesn't matter because you have to pit. That's just how Grand Prix 4 works. And what did you think of those first laps here? We obviously not all the cars going out on track. That is a change from last season. We're only having 14 cars at a time to prevent pit lane glitches.
Well, that and to have less traffic. Also with the increased mistake rate that's been applied into this series for this season in qualifyings, also making things a little bit more interesting. So
Yeah, that is very much true.
that's why the amount of
In the
cars
mean,
has changed.
in the meantime, let's take a quick look through the driver lineups, if you wouldn't mind. At Audi, it's Robert Ionescu and Santino Andreoli. One driver staying from last season are coming back. At Envision Virgin Racing, it's Alex Brosser and Wojtek Kulisic. At Mercedes, we have Michael Mocho staying and Enes Parachki. BMW Andretti has Brand Jackson and Marva Koenig. Jaguar has Aki President Jake Tilsley. Tag Heuer Porsche from the A team, just Porsche really, has Leighton Aviard and Mohamed Razin. Neo has Joshwant Kumar and Sana Choi. And then Venturi has Ross Denholm and Kok Jung Chung. Mahindra has Kok Ji Chong and Jakub Tobola. Nissan Edams has Dominic DeCelli and Rafael Dummel. And finally, Techeetah has Owen Carpenter and Nguyen Min Quan. I should say Quan Min Nguyen. I don't even know. Vietnamese names are a little bit tricky, but he's not related to Hoa Minh Nguyen. Let's just put it bluntly. You know, the Formula 2 driver. They are not related, just that Nguyen is the most popular surname in all of Vietnam. In any case, yeah, that is the driver lineup. And looks like we're going out on track. It is Sana Choi, actually. And I know Joe had a little bit of trouble pronouncing his name the preseason test. I think Choi or something like that is the correct pronunciation. So when you watch this, do correct me if I'm wrong. Obviously, since this is a pre-recording, I can't read the live chat. But in any case, you have Choi going out on track. Alrighty.
One of the new drivers in the series,
Yes,
driving
indeed.
her first ever qualifying session in all of OC.
Uh, she's a woman.
Yes.
Alright, just want to make sure because I'm not very uh, well versed in Korean first names, so I don't know if that's a girl's name or a boy's name. But in any case, Sana Choi will be going out for her first flying lap in a Formula E qualifying session. And that Nio, if I am not mistaken, is a mid-tier team, so let's hope
Neo
for...
is a back marker.
Oh, alright. My bad then. I was just looking at the wiki listings. In any case, Choi going out for a lap, and let's see what the Korean driver has in the pocket. Would you like to commentate through this lap, Yuri? Since I did the previous one?
I'm not good at that stuff. You can.
You can try.
No, I'd rather not.
Alright, well, into turn 1, not a very aggressive line, but she's gone a little deep. Into turn 2, ooh, took a little bit of curb there. Clearly struggling with car balance. Just a little bit. May not look like much, but all this twitching can really cost you over sectors. There's the car going out. Choi passes that car and also got another car right behind. 6 cents down the first sector, yeah. Those tiny little twitches clearly hurt her lap time. She's not feeling confident with the balance of the car right now, so Choi is. And towards Ferradura, see if you can keep the car in one piece, of course, because we had some oversteering earlier in the lap. It's all good so far, though. And now into Laranja, down towards the hill, back on the front as quick as you can. And don't try to aim too hard for the curb here, because this is a very deceptive corner, but very crucial for lap time. Early on the throttle, and Choi seems to be still struggling with oversteer. She's actually being caught by the car behind. I'm not quite sure who that is. But in any case, in the middle sector, Choi goes on a 2.4 second down, so this is a horrible lap for the backmarker car. Backmarker car is short, but in any case, this lap is definitely not so good. Let's see if Choi has any she can pull out of the bag in that last sector. Straight line speed is key. I'm still not that is being held up behind her, but Choi is going to finish her lap, and the car behind is going to start his lap. Choi goes last, of course, as Michael Mocho. 7 tenths down on the leaders. Obviously, he doesn't have a personal best of his own. This will be his first flyer. And let's see where the Mercedes man can put his car. I think he can get himself onto a second row like this.
Yeah,
If
could
he can gain
be
his second
P4,
street, though,
P5.
he could be in the front row. Macho, across the line he goes, 4th place. Just like I said, on the second row he's gone. As here we have Leighton Eviard on his first flying lap as a Formula E driver. His first lap in any series because he's a rookie to the OC fraternity. He's gone 10th. Kulisic and Kokjujong are jostling for position here. Chung goes into last and Kulisic goes 14th. On Carpenter is up next in the Chia, and he goes into 10th place. Not too terrible, as here we have Kwanmin Nguyen, his teammate, who goes into 5th. Solid improvement. Solid improvement that one was. Alex Broster is up next in the Virgin, and Broster 17th only, as Parachki doesn't improve on his lap. Agi Prazan does go up to 4th fast, as Jake Tilsley now goes 4th, takes that away from him. You have Jashwant Kumar, the Indian driver. I believe the first Indian driver to actually be from India, since Rahul Patel is an Indian driver, but he is from Britain, as Kumar has gone to 22nd. Rafael Dummel appears he's being held up by Choi coming into the pits. Dummel tried to follow her in. That's definitely ruined his last sector. He won't be improving on this lap anytime soon. Nope. Kokji Chung, meanwhile, goes to 14th as Mocho is coming into the pits, and that means everybody has done a lap. Some people have done 2, of course, but as it stands, Brendan Jackson, on his first outing in Formula E, is currently at the top end by a big margin. He's followed by two Audis of Andreoli and Ionescu, but there's a pretty big gap.
Yeah, it looks like Jackson might have gotten the perfect lap on the first try. Of course, now it's up to the others to try to beat it. I will not expect any of the other than the other top cars to be able to try match it, but of course we did so in the preseason testing that if you manage to nail your lap completely, even with the lower cars, you can do some surprising results.
Yeah, indeed. There are 2 types of mistakes you can make in a qualifying session. Number one, not such a big mistake, is messing up your lap. You'll get another lap. The biggest mistake you can make is thinking all of this is over when you've only got when we still got 18 minutes to go. Jackson may be sitting comfortably at the top right now. There's plenty of time for somebody else to beat him. So he needs to stay on his toes and do his best to try to get an improvement, because maybe this lap will be enough to guarantee him pole position, but maybe it won't. In any case, you have the Venturi of Ross Denholm going out, the Scotsman, in his first qualifying session as well. And let's see what he can do for his new team.
Something to also notice that for next time when we get back into the FE and also the World Champ car, from next round onwards that spare car ban is going to be in place, so if you crash out in qualifying you will not be able to do another lap.
Like I said earlier, there are 2 mistakes you can make. One of them is messing up your lap. Well, right now it's not so big, but in the future, if you crash with a flying lap, or you're in lap or out lap, whichever the free, if you crash, you're not going to be able to go back out on track. So this will be a last hurrah for the drivers who think they can get away with it. In any case, Ross Denholm will be getting ready to start his flying lap in the Venturi. He's currently in 16th. Venturi, I believe, is the mid team or a backmarker team. I'm not quite
They
certain.
are a back
But in
marker.
any case, he'll be going for a lap. All right. So Neo, Venturi, and who's the other backmarker team?
Mahindra.
All right. In any case, Denholm will be starting his lap right about now. Quite a few other cars in the pits, out of the pits as well, I should have said, including Evyard, and also Jackson and the Audis. As Denholm begins his lap into turn 1, he goes, looking confident on the brakes. Very nice line for there into turn 1. And now to 2, he's got a decent run there, taking lots of curb into 3. That could unsell the car and ruin his exit a little bit. Let's see. Turn 3 has been all good, I think, but turn 4 won't be so easy because he's getting a little bit of traffic. He's 3 tenths down the first sector, so that little bit of a moment turn 3 definitely cost him. And I think that it's the cheetah in front, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it is based on the color of the car.
Yeah, well, in any case, this lap looks like a write-off for Denholm. Clearly, the backmarked car is struggling with balance. I've seen loads of oversteer for these guys. You remember Senna Choi's lap from earlier. In any case, Denholm won't be having any much luck on this lap. If he can pass the cheat or not, though, we will see, because if he does, he could ruin that cheese lap. Meanwhile, in the top 5, the only car still in the pits right now is Agi Prazan, as well as Kwan Nguyen in the top 7. And yeah, the Chelly's in 10th, he's also in the pits. Denholm, he's actually 5th time in the middle sector, but he's a
And
long way
he's going
down
to
from
get
the leaders.
slipstream
Let's see
here.
if he can actually. Yeah, but let's see if he judges his line correctly, because he does need to pull out the slipstream too early, which is what he's doing right now. He's gonna have to slow down here, or is he? No, he's keeping it flat. Very nice job. Has he got the improvement he wanted? He sure has, but stays in 16th. We got
That's a
yellow.
yellow.
We've got a yellow, and it's
Ionescu
for
has
Ionescu. He
spun.
spun off. He was down the first sector, trying to get some slipstream from his teammate perhaps, and Ferradori just carried too much speed in and lost the car completely.
This is the new mistake rate of course applying here. And Ionescu has just pushed a little too hard into the corner.
Obviously, he's fighting hard for pole position, but maybe he's trying a little too hard. Nevertheless, there is still time to have another crack at it. As his teammate Santino Andreoli, I don't believe he was on an improvement in the first sector, are sticking on board with him. Let's see what the former GP2 driver and former and current Audi driver has got in store. In the middle sector, he's way down, almost 4/10 of a second, taking loads of curb into Junsao. And yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think this is a good lap. He won't even be able to match Jackson, let alone. Yeah, he won't be able to improve on his lap, let alone match Jackson. Brandon Jackson looking very nice at the top right now, but of course things can change. Let's see if Andreoli can do anything. He can't really do anything. 4/10 down. Brandon Jackson up next. Can he get an improvement on his amazing lap? No, he can't. 9/10 down. His teammate Marvel Koenig and former rival from BDCC, of course, can improve, but Leighton Eviard, he does improve to go up to 7th. Great effort. Ionescu, obviously, after that error, he's way off the pace. This lap is a complete write-off. 16 seconds off. Muhammad Razin, AVR's teammate, next to cross the line. He doesn't improve in the Porsche. Alex Broster up next. He is up on his personal best. He goes up to 12th place. Great lap. Whilst Denholm is coming into the pits, his own carpenter has been massively compromised by Denholm. 4 seconds off. Has he made a mistake, perhaps?
I would expect that the gap is come from fighting the other car.
Could be, yeah. In any case, Carpenter can improve on this lap. What about Jaswant Kumar? He does. He goes up to 18th, the Indian driver. Senna Choi up next. Korean driver stays in 21st. As Kokju Chung, one of the Malaysian brothers, improves 19th. His teammate, no, not his teammate, Choi, actually dropped to 22nd. Like, as a result of that, Mocho can improve. But Jake Dillsley looks like he's on a flyer right now. 3.5 tenths up in the middle sector. He get himself into the front row very comfortably. Let's see if he's got anything he can do to challenge Brandon Jackson. Here goes Jake Dillsley.
It's P2.
He goes. Yeah, great lap. And Santino Androli will be coming into the pits. So the top teams are Audi, Jaguar, Andretti, and who else? Mercedes
The
or
top
Virgin?
teams are Audi, BMW, Jaguar, and wait, Audi, BMW, Jaguar. Why am I forgetting somebody? It's Mercedes, of course. I forgot that
Alright, right.
Mercedes exists.
Yeah. So that means the midfield teams are Virgin, also Porsche, also Venturi, and also Edams, if I'm not mistaken.
Uh, not Venturi, Tech Cheetah. Venturi is a
Oh yeah,
backmarker.
the Cheetah, my bad.
So this
Yeah,
car that's on the screen right now with Guan in P8, I think that's a good lap for him.
yeah, indeed. Kwan Nguyen, very solid lap for him. Obviously, in the many Eastern Asian languages, also in Hungarian and in Romanian, but sometimes, not all the time. Uh, in like I said, in many Eastern Asian languages, the last name goes first, and so the family name goes first, and the surname and the first name goes last. Not the surname, sorry. So if we go by Western naming order, his name would be Quan Minh Nguyen, I think, or Minh Quan Nguyen, or something like that. But in any case, it,
Yeah,
I've seen many.
his name is on the screen is on the order that he put it in the signups, and if
Yeah,
he
indeed.
wants to correct it, then he can ask me. It's easily changeable, but I
Yeah,
think to not get confused with the other Nguyen, I think this is the best way to do the name.
yeah, I suppose we could. In any case, he's going out on track right now, and he's not racing his fellow compatriots, so there's no confusion just for now. As Dennis Parachkin, the Mercedes has gone out on track. Like you said, Mercedes is a top team, and it's not exactly a good session so far for them.
Yep, I think Pavetski might be a little bit rusty. He's not driven for a few seasons. Of course, he's a former top F1 driver, uh, retired in the mid-season, which of course, with the new ruling, does give an suspension of a season. But yeah, now
Yeah,
he's
that is
back.
true.
He's created the livery for Lamborghini for F1, and now he's trying to gain more success in the OC as a whole.
Yep, indeed. Now, here we have not Quag. It's the first time the QUA abbreviation is used for someone else. We have Kwan Min Nguyen going out for his third lap, if I'm not mistaken, of the day. Of course, normally drivers get 5 flying laps rather than the 4. It's a little bit of an extra compared to the other series, to the other series, not the other tiers. Let's see what Kwan Min Nguyen can do on this lap. Went a little wide into 1 and lost a little bit of balance on the curb there in 2. I don't think this first sector is going to be any good, but he can prove me wrong, of course. Might get a little bit of traffic here from that car going out. Looks like a Venturi, though. I could be wrong.
No,
And
he's
he's
up.
actually up on his personal best by 400 of a second. So not bad at all for Quan. Let's see what the Vietnamese driver can do. And like I said earlier, Nguyen is a very popular family name in Vietnam. So quite a lot of people have it. So yeah, Quan Minh Nguyen here. I'll just refer to him as his first name for future reference, maybe. I don't know. But in any case, if he can keep up that pace in the middle sector before he hits traffic, maybe I'll have a solid lap here. Let's see. He is currently in P8, and he could improve on that by a couple of places if he gains just 1/10. So let's see in the middle sector if he can gain anything. Here goes Quan into the middle sector split point. He's up by just under 3/10.
He's on
This
a
could be a
very good lap.
massive lap. Yeah, he can get himself into 4th or maybe 5th. Let's see where he's gonna end up. He can name himself a nice amount of slipstream here as well. So it'll be very interesting to see what Kwame Gwen can do here. As he's about to cross the line in the Cheetah. It's a midfield car, of course, so this is a very impressive lap.
Strong lap.
He's coming to 4th, like I said. Great effort as Barachki goes 8th in the Mercedes. Dominic DeCelli is about to cross the line right now. He doesn't appear to be on an improvement, and that's because he is not. 2/10 off. His Vojta Kulisec in the Virgin crosses the line next. He improves, but only just, as Aki Prazan goes P6. Jakub Tobola is up next. He's in 21st right now, and he stays there. Rafael Dummel will be next to cross the line. In the top 5, Jake Tilsley is the only one in the pits right now, but Dummel, let's see what he can do on this lap. He can't really do much of anything, I'm afraid, but Ross Denholm, he could be on a big improvement here. Let's see where he'll end up. He's in P17 right now. Even if he gains half second, he'll only gain 2 places. Well, he gained 2/10 of a second, but he didn't gain a single place as Kong Chung across the line without improving. Brand Jackson is currently not up on his personal best. Is giving his teammates some tow. Of course, Marvin Koenig, that is. Jackson doesn't improve, but Koenig does go up into 3rd place, solid lap. As Ionescu cross the line next without improving. Andrioli doesn't improve either. Only just Muhammad Razin is on a big improvement right now. He's 2/10 up. The
Both
driver currently.
both BMWs and Audis tried the slipstream tactic there.
Yeah, indeed. But it looks like not a lot of them could actually improve, so they're gonna have to go out again and try later. As Rasen goes into P8, solid lap for him. As up next to cross the line, we are waiting for nobody actually. Yeah, the run is over. Here goes Quan coming in, and P5 in that cheetah is a very, very impressive effort.
Absolutely, if you can beat any of the teams from the group above, it's going to be always a good sign.
Yeah, indeed.
But yeah, so far in this session, I think BMW has looked very impressive. I think they are the team that have got the setup correctly
Yeah, of
done.
course. But in the race, we don't have park farming conditions, so in the race, it might prove to be a different story. We'll have to wait and see on that one.
Yep, exactly. There's in the game there's no way to lock it. Uh, Especially when I need to create a grid, so otherwise the increased mistake rate will be in the race, and yeah, we don't want that happening because everybody will just crash out then.
Yeah, indeed. Well, maybe some people would want it, especially those at the back. If they can just survive, they could stroll to victory. But it's a little tricky, you know.
Somebody's going out, it's Kokchu Chong.
Yes, indeed.
In the Venturi.
Meanwhile, just to make things clearer for myself, the top teams are Audi, BMW, Mercedes, and Jaguar.
Yes,
The mid the mid teams are Virgin, Porsche, Nissan E-Dams, and Techeetah.
yep,
And the back market teams are Neo, Venturi, and Mahindra.
yes, that's all correct.
Okay, good, because I took the screenshot of the wiki page and I just posted a mark. I just marked it on my MS Paint just so I can keep this in mind. Anyway, Kokju Chong is out on the lap, and the Venturi. Not a perfect session, of course, but it's his first trying. And if I'm not mistaken, he is behind his brother right now, so maybe the sibling rivalry is a little bit intense. But in any case, Yuri, I think this will be the last run, judging by the time we have left.
It, yeah, it could be. It's quite tight. We might have to wait a minute or two at the end, but yeah.
Well, in any case, some more cars are going out on track right about now. And Kokju Chong is about to start a lap. Will he hit any traffic? I'm not quite sure. We got 4 minutes on the clock, and the hungry Venturi driver, representing Malaysia, going out for a lap. Let's see what he's gonna do. Into turn 1 he goes. As usual, hard on the brakes, careful not to lock up. He's gone a little bit deep, but shouldn't harm him too much. Nice on the car into 2, and kept the car nice and straight into turn 3. Let's see if he can get that improvement into sector 1. He's about to cross the sector split any second now, and he is up on his personal best by a tenth and a half. Very impressive for sector, considering the car he's driving for Kokju Chung. As now, in towards Ferradura he goes. This corner is not flat, UNESCO confirmed it for himself and for everyone else, but it's a very fast corner nevertheless. And Chung carries a nice amount of speed through it, as he now goes braking hard into Laranja, careful not to brake and turn at the same time. The corner invites you to do that, but that's not something you want to do, as he had a little bit of a correction there into Pineirinho, up in towards Bico de Pato, now up the hill. Let's see, avoiding the inside curb there nicely, and now in towards Mergulio. Once again, he's staying off the curbs. Could be an interesting strategy. Ooh, he had the slide there. Just a little bit
Oh,
of
he
snap of
locked up and he
oversteer.
was 8 tenths up before that.
Even with that little mistake, he's found 8 tenths on his previous best. So I think he'll beat his brother like this, and a whole lot of other people. Let's see what
I think
Kokju
he's
Chung
going
is
to
going
lose
to do.
time in the last sector.
Yeah, indeed. But let's see where he's gonna end up. Nevertheless, he ends up in P16 with that lap, just behind his brother by a tenth actually. And here I've just run Kumar, the Indian driver, the first Indian driver other than Rahul Patel. So that means the second Indian driver. Let's see where he's going to go. He does not improve in that lap, and neither does Alex Broster, who was being impeded by him. So now Troy doesn't improve. Wojtek Kulisic will be impeded as well. I don't think he will improve. But Leighton Aviard cross the line next in P11, stays in P11. Jacob Tobola starts a lap as Owen Carpenter is on a lap. The Audis are in the pits. This is big. Jackson is in the pits as well, but Tilsley is out on track. Carpenter doesn't improve. The Chelly is next to cross the line, and can he improve on his lap? I am not quite sure. He's gonna go for it nevertheless, and the Chelly doesn't improve, 6 tenths off. And the Sparchki and the other Mercedes will be trying to improve on his P10 showing right now, but I don't think he can do it. Let's see. No, 2 tenths off. Kogji Chunk is next to cross the line, and he can't improve, but he stays ahead of his brother. Quan Nguyen, from a very impressive P5, I don't think he can do any better than that. As it stands, he's not doing it. Meanwhile, 9 off time for the Audis, or for the BMWs to go out. Mocho didn't improve. Tilsley, he didn't improve either. We're waiting for Vojta Kulisec, but he's being massively impeded. He's all over the place, and he's not going to improve on this lap. So I think we can call this pole position for Brandon Jackson as it stands. But it's not over just yet. He's still got a minute to go. Let's see Kulisec massively off the pace as he's trying to find a way past that car in front of him. Southern Choi is coming to the pits behind, and now Kulisec is going to make his way past that. That's, that's not a BMW. In any case, Kulisec finishes his lap massively off the pace. He did for 5 seconds off the pace. As Jakub Tobola in 21st, let's see if the truck driver can
Oh,
improve
big
on this lap.
improvement.
19th. He's got into 19th. He found so much time, but only 2 places.
And that's the qualifying over. We are waiting
Yep, indeed.
for the clock to go
Which
down.
means in his first ever Formula E session, it is Brandon Jackson who goes on to opposition. Great effort for him. And we use 4 points for pulling from the E, correct?
I don't remember actually because I don't count the points. But
Well, okay.
I do think you get some points for pole and fastest lap.
I
It's
know you
using the
do.
same point system as last season.
Yep. Case here we have the qualifying results, which will form the grid for the race coming up very shortly, because there are no penalties, of course. So here we go. It's Brandon Jackson on pole, with Jake Tilsley in second. Marvin Koenig in third. Three former BCC drivers up at the top. Santino Andrelli in fourth, and please go up a little bit because it's too fast. All right, thank you. Kwame Nguyen, or Min Kwang Nguyen, is in P5. Robert Ionescu is in P6, 1 place worse than where he qualified last season. And Zaki Praza is P7. Mohamed Raz in P8. Michael Mocho P9 and Enes Parachki P10. Leighton Aveyard, very solid session for the Porsche driver in P11. Dominic DeCelli, 12. Alex Broster is 13th. Yvonne Carpenter, 14th. The brothers Kok Ji Chung and Kok Jun Chung are 15th and 16th. Rafael Dumas, 17th. Os Denholm, 18th, with Jakub Tobola, 19th. Jaswant Kumar, sorry, not Jaswant Kumar, 20th, and Vojta Kulisec, 21st. Sana Choi running up the rear of the field with 22nd and last.
And next
That is
we will pause and we will see you very shortly.
yes, indeed. Get ready because don't go anywhere. You will see the run up for us. It's not gonna be very for us. It'll be a little bit of a while, but for you, you're gonna see the grid for the race in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, for you, it was just a couple of seconds. For us, it was like 15 minutes. But we are back. And just like I said to Yuri before going on air, let's get this show on the road. We don't need to go through the grid because on your end, we've already gone through the grid just a minute ago. So without further ado, 43 laps of action. And all that remains is to look at the weather. And then we're going to get going
I'm going
for
to
the new Formula E season.
just going to say that I'm going to fix these grid cars later. I thought they were fixed, but looks like they weren't. And
Yeah, indeed.
it's going to rain
There is a
after
chance
the
of
race.
rain after the race. The 90-minute mark, the race should be all well and done afterwards. But there is a little bit of cloud cover early on. So then, any predictions on the race, guys? Let us know in the chat. Of course, we won't be able to read the right chat, but just for engagement purposes, it should be quite entertaining. Kiri, are we going to get the late pit stops again? Well, it looks like we are, maybe. But in any case, here we
No,
go.
it's
Brent
around the
Jackson
halfway
on the
point.
left. Okie dokie. Brent Jackson on the left. Jake Tilsley on the right. Who's going to get a better run? Down into turn 1. It's a short run, so you have to make the most of it. It's time to get going for the Formula E season. 1 and done. Right about now. That was a very long hold, but we are racing. Formula E in 2021 is underway, and Tilsey's got a good start. Can he force his way past Brandon Jackson into turn 1? And it looks like he's dropping back a little bit here in the middle part of the traction zone, but he's coming back, diving into a first corner. Jackson just about holds on. Amazing stuff from Brandon Jackson. Tilsey's still trying to hang around there. You know, it looks like Kwan has been overtaken by the Audi of Ionescu. Kulisec drops to the back, as now Tilsey's gonna get a clean run onto the red top. Watch for the Audi of Andrioli trying to make a move on the BMW of Marvo Koenig. Meanwhile, Tilsley, here he comes, gunning for the lead in the Jaguar, and he's just about taking that lead. Brandon Jackson drops down to second. Andrioli has made his way up to third place. Great move. Kwan Nguyen drops to P6 in front of the Jaguar of Aki Prazan. The Mercedes boys fighting for P10. Not good right now. Not where they need to be. As Owen Carpenter tries to get involved in there as well. Broster being overtaken there by Kok Chung sitting behind. Not by Kok Chung being overtaken, he was just sitting behind. Then Choi drops, stays at the back, I should say, as Jackson. Eager to take that lead, but look
Your
at
mic
Santino
is
Andrioli.
crackling now.
Sorry, maybe it's just my voice that was crackling. But in any case, Kumar has made his way past Tobola. As in any case, here we have Jackson, still close to the back of Jake Dillsley, who's trying to pull away. Let me know if it's all good, Yere.
No, it's there's like a vibrating sound in the background whenever you talk.
Oh,
Continuing the race, Prasan is fighting one for P6. There's also Russians in the fight. They are.
yeah,
And
indeed.
you can overtake it. Yeah, now you sound much better.
Yeah, indeed. Andrioli looks like he's going for the move on Jackson. Has he got him? Yes, he's got him, even before the braking zone. The Audi man up into second place. Looks like he's fueled quite lightly compared to the cars around him. He's got 21 laps in his wagon. His teammate's got 5 more, and he's trying to make a move on another Mercedes. Let's see if he can overtake Marvo Koenig. Onto Red Oposta, here goes Ionescu. He finished on the podium here in Brazil last season, of course. Let's see if he can do it again as he's going for the move. Doesn't have the overlap. Can't get him on the brakes this time.
And really is going for the lead soon.
Yeah, he's all over the back of Tilsley. Looks like it's a close scrap between the top 5 as Kwame Nguyen has dropped a couple of places. He's down in P8 right now. Ryan Jackson still trying to hang around these guys, but don't forget he's got 27 laps of fuel. He's got disadvantage right now, but he might have better pace as we got luck up here for the man in P18, but he's kept it on track. Meanwhile, Eviard is down in P10. But yeah, a little bit of luck up there. Or I'm not actually sure who this is we're looking at
It's
right now.
Kochizon.
Yeah. Well, he tried to push very hard into Ferradura. Thankfully, he kept it on track. But we got close fighting all throughout the back, I have to admit, as the Chelly in the Nissan is trying to fight hard for P10. As look at Andrioli, he keeps on pushing, and he's gunning for the lead already. Can he overtake Jake Tilsley? He's certainly gonna go for it. You know, his teammate has dropped back a little bit. Tilsley forcing him to go the long way around the inside. But as he got him, he's gone comfortably, setting the fastest lap in the process as well. Andrioli takes the lead of the race. Tilsley holding on to P2 for now, but he will be under pressure from the BMWs, especially Brand Jackson, once again back for what he did at the start. Let's see if he can reclaim that position. Here goes Brandon, and I am not going to say the other famous phrase that's associated with supporting people named Brandon, but here he goes anyway. Can he get him on the brakes? Yes, he can. Up to second place goes Brandon Jackson. Next target for him, if he can get close enough to him, that is Santino Andrioli. In the meantime, Kok Chung is up 12th place. Great work from the Malaysian as his brother is struggling to keep a train of cars behind. Yuri, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Still, I said a little of a moment there in towards Pineirinho.
Small
Clearly
amount of
struggling to balance
understeer.
with the car. Yeah, he's lost so much time to Jackson.
Oh, and
I think
Ionescu is going
Ionescu's
for a
just made
move.
a brilliant move, but Koenig will be able to hold on the inside of Mergulio. Very, very brave attempt there, but the track just didn't favor Ionescu's overtake there. Still incredibly bold, but now, as I was saying, Koenig is going to try to get past Dilsley soon enough.
No, I think he has more defending to do than attacking here.
Well, he's going to go for it nevertheless. Let's see if that Audi Gonna wrestle past that BMW. Andreoli with another fastest lap as his teammate is trying to make the move into turn one. Has he got Koenig? Yes, he's got him. Up to B4 goes Ionescu. Next target for him is Jake Tilsley, who's been struggling a little bit with understeer on the previous lap. Jackson, meanwhile, keeping close to back of Santino Andreoli. That could be interesting. The gap is just 1 second as Mocho muscles his way past Agi Prazan. Great move. But the Indonesian can still fight back in the Jaguar. Let's see if he's got enough straight line speed to make the move. Mocho's definitely going defensive. President is going for it down the inside. But he has to tuck back in the slipstream. And he had to abandon that move. He didn't want to risk a collision, of course. AVR, meanwhile, is up at the P9. It's a great effort from the young English rookie as Kumar goes for a move here on Dumel, but he can't find a way through the home driver, keeping him at bay. Kulisec and Tobola, the track drivers fighting each other, as Androli's advantage has just vanished. Jackson has caught up to him. So it looks like he had a lot of pace in the opening 2 laps. Mangioli has been told he needs to manage his tires or something like that, I imagine, on team radio. In any case, Jackson is looking quite quick, isn't he?
Yeah, he's looking fast. The gap is stable at around 1 second mark.
Yeah, indeed. Meanwhile, up to P11 here we have a Mercedes. I'm not sure if it's Parachki or Mocho. It is Parachki we're looking at. He needs to catch Min Kwan Nguyen up next, but he's not going to be able to make an overtake on him right now. He's lost a lot of ground in the last sector, as now Tilsey is being overtaken by Unesco. He's setting a personal best lap. Yes, he is at 28.2, but can he get Tilsey up to third? Yes, he can. He's taken third place, and that's 2 Audis on the podium. Brian Jackson is an Audi sandwich, but let's see if Tilsey can do anything to fight back against the Romanian. Doesn't look like he can. No.
No, he's too far back. Koenig is also staying with them, so it looks like it's BMWs and Audis so far doing the best, and Tilslow in the Jaguar is trying to fight them.
Yeah, and he's fueled a little bit lighter than these guys, so it's rather interesting as here we have Kokji Chung trying to make a move on Carpenter. Has he got on Carpenter? Yes, he's got him. Into turn 4. Nice and easy move. He didn't make him fight too hard for it, but he's still trying to hang close as Ross Denholm. Good start for him so far. He's up a couple of places, up in the 14th. Let's see if he can pass Kokjun Chung. We've had a change in abbreviations for the for the two brothers, of course. Kogjun's abbreviation has been changed to just Jun, and Kokji's abbreviation has been changed to just G, as Kumar has dropped down to 21st place. And Jolie continues to lead by Brian Jackson. He's extended his lead once again. He's found 2 tenths. So this is very interesting. And this race is definitely not lacking any excitement at the top. Meanwhile, there's been a massive lockup for Prazan. And I think this has got Mocho on the words a little bit.
Yeah, Motso's actually backed off a little bit, and I think that's given Aveyard that chance here.
He's gonna go for it, isn't he? Let's see if the Porsche man can make the move count. Or is he a little bit too far back to fight the British Portuguese driver? Can he get past the Merc here? No, I don't
No,
think so.
Motso's
If Mocho's going for the move, Onagi Prazan is gonna back off. Yes, he is gonna back off, but only just at the end. Watch out though, because round 2 is just about to happen, and Mocho's run wasn't the greatest. Aviart could have a shot at him for P8. Let's see if he can take it. Or if not. In any case, Razin is being caught up by Plaza, and Aviard is going for it, you know. Mocho shutting the door aggressively. Can the bring pass him? No, he can't. Has to stay behind. As Kogjin Chong makes the move here on the Chelly, or tries to make the move, I should have said, but he can't quite make it off. He can't quite pull it off, I should have said. As Santino Androli continues to narrowly extend his advantage over Brandon Jackson. It's up to 1.7 seconds. But remember, Androli is fueled significantly lighter than Jackson. So while he might have a slight pace advantage now, thanks to being 6 laps lighter, I can't guarantee he'll have a pace advantage in the second stint. The overcut should be stronger, bro. Have to wait and see. Jackson is still hanging in there, of course, as UNESCO is also finding hard to try to catch him. So it looks like a freeway battle as things stand between two Audis and Brian Jackson. Andreoli doing good so far, but this race is far from over. Koenig, meanwhile, has gone to the back of Jake Dilsley. These two, of course, along with Jackson, were racing in BDCC, and Koenig is going to try to go for it. Can he overtake the Englishman? He's going to try to go past Jake Dilsley, and no problems at all. Marvin Koenig is up to B4. So we got Audi, BMW, Audi, BMW. Sorry for accidentally saying Mercedes there for a second. That wasn't the case. So 2 Audis, 2 BMWs in the top 4. We got Jaguar in 5th to Jake Dilsley. Might just be able to hang back here and fight back. Let's see. He's got some slipstream. And will he make Koenig fight hard for it? Let's see. Dumel has lost the place to Kulisic in the meantime. But here goes Jake Tilsley coming back at him. Can he get Marva Koenig? No, he can't. Koenig holds on, just about. Aviard, meanwhile, struggling to overtake Mocho. Very close here, but there's no room on the exit of the Interlagos. He had to back off. Meanwhile, looks like the gap between P1 and P2 is roughly about the same as the gap between P2 and P3, as Dominic DeCelli is lining up Kwame Nguyen for a pass, but it's pretty much near impossible. Not full on impossible, just near impossible into the middle sector. What do you think, Yuri?
Yeah, in the middle sector, Janusz tried in the. Oh, here's. Ooh,
Ooh,
almost sting.
Kumar! Jaswant Kumar goes very wide there. Thankfully, gets back on the track quickly, but he's lost a little bit of time there, and obviously he doesn't have any experience prior to this race. Like Kumar pushing as hard as he can. Yeah, just lost the front end there, understeered on a very interesting portion because it was on the end on the exit of Ferradura, like on the least on the part that required the least turning, and that's where he understeered. Very strange. Meanwhile, both Jackson and Ionescu have gained a little bit on the car in front of them. Koenig and Tilsley still appear to be scrapping right now, but that could obviously change. Meanwhile, we're still on board with Kumar. He hasn't lost too much ground to Tobola. Meanwhile, here goes Jake Tilsley fighting back with Marva Koenig. And this is round 3, of course. Tilsley's taking the position, but will Koenig be able to fight back? In towards turn 2. Ooh, that was the cleanest of runs. But he's staying with him in the slipstream. Might have a shot. Not saying he'll get past him, but he might still have a chance nevertheless. Gaining in the slipstream, I don't think he's gonna get him this time. He's forcing him to go defensive nevertheless, though, Yuri.
Yeah, just trying to put Koenig off his guard.
Here is Kokju Chung fighting with his brother Kokjun. Let's see if he can get him. As Ross Denholm, meanwhile, is trying to make a move on Kwame Nguyen. But here goes Kokji, trying to make a move on his compatriot and brother at the same time. He's got him. Is it Kokju or Kokjun? Just a big clear.
June. The graphic shows the names only to the point where they start being different, which is the U and E. They have
Yeah,
so
understood.
many same letters that the graphic is a little bit confused.
In any case, here we have Leighton Aviard. His next target is Mohamed Razin because Michael Mocho, unseen by the cameras, has overtaken Razin. So let's see if Aviard can follow up. He's on personal best in Sector 1, though I'm not sure if that will remain the case. In any case, here we have Kwame Nguyen. He's dropped, or Min Kwang Nguyen, however you wish to call him. He's dropped down a little bit. He's in P12, not in his great starting position P5 anymore. But he's doing his best to hang on, I guess. As Koenig and Tilsley traded places once again. Round 4 it is, and Koenig has retaken the place in turn 1. Tilsley has a scruffy run there into 2. I don't think he'll be able to challenge John Toretto Post as Aviard passes his teammate Mohamed Ran for P8. Great drive so far for the Porsches.
Yep, both of them in the points. Of course, now Paratsky is threatening Rasin for P9.
And
But yeah,
Porsche are competing with Mercedes, which are supposed to be a superior car, of course.
yep. So you could say either the Mercedes is underperforming or the Porsche is overperforming. But it's a good.
Or both.
Yeah, that could be also a case. But yeah, it's good so far. Of course, like I said, the gaps aren't too big. So with a good performance, the lower group can go on and fight. I would say an occasional podium could be possible for the mid-table teams, but most of
Yeah.
the wins are going to go to the top teams.
Meanwhile, the Chile has just lost a position to Kog Jung. Meanwhile, Santino Andreoli retains a 1.7 second gap to Brandon Jackson, but it looks like Ionesco has gone a little bit closer. I'm interested to check the gap. I'm interested to check the gap between the pair of them. Meanwhile, Kok Jun Chung is trying to line up Dominic DeCelli, but he's not exactly close enough right now. No, nowhere near. He's lost a heap of time. 1.3 meanwhile, so Ionescu appears to be the fastest out of the top 3. Andreoli is also a little bit faster than Jackson. But having said that, of course, I think Andreoli is getting on his teammate just a little bit. Meanwhile, Enes Parachki goes for the move on Muhammad Razin. Can get him into turn 1. Hard on the brakes. He's definitely making him work for it. But you know what? He's just about got him. Having to go the long way around the outside into turn 2. And he's definitely lost himself a lot of time. But yeah, Barashki has got him. I think Razin has done it in every yard a whole lot of good by holding up his rival. As you're looking at Brand Jackson, 2 seconds behind Andrioli. Looks like the Frenchman has picked up the pace a little bit.
For Jackson, it will be important to keep the gap similar to what it is because with the new tires at the end, he will have an advantage to catch him up. So
Yeah, of course.
if the gap gets too large now, it's not going to happen for him.
I wonder what Ionescu's fuel load is meanwhile, because if he and Jackson are on a similar strategy, it would be them who are the most direct rivals. We've got a little bit of luck up there for the driver and the Virgin. Ex-brother, of course, that is. So yeah, definitely pushing very hard, trying to get himself into the points, but he's 3 places away from them right now. Ross Denholm, meanwhile, an incredible ride for him. He's in P11 right now, the Scottish driver. He's doing very, very impressively. And you know what? I'd have a shot to get past Mohamed Razin.
Yeah, he's having a great race so far in the Venturi. Any points scored in the Group 3 cars, it's impressive. They can score occasionally, but or if you can score points in these cars, you are definitely looking.
Just to interrupt, sorry to interrupt here, but we gotta move behind. It's Cheetah being overtaken in towards turn 1. Kwame Nguyen has lost the place to Broster.
Yeah, and there's lots of fighting going on.
Yeah, Kognichuk has overtaken the Celli there. So the Italian drops down P16. Might make that P17 because here comes Jakub Tobola. Having said that, he has to worry about Rafael Dumal passing him. As Razin drops down to 11th. So as Denholm, up to the points place, is great drive from the young Scotsman, who is in one of the low tier cars, of course.
Yep. So like I was
Must
saying.
have got the He must have got the job done into turn 4.
Yep. Yeah, getting points in these cars if you can, I think if he keeps going with performances like these, he's going to find himself up the field in the coming seasons.
Meanwhile, looks like we got a battle on our hands. Robert Ionescu is gaining onto Brian Jackson, but he's not going to be close enough to make a move just yet, so he'll jump back the battle towards the back of the packet. There's a big lock up there and towards Bicarapato for, I believe this is Yabola in his first race, of course, in the OC fraternity. Yeah, he's pushing very hard to try to find a way through on the Celli, but he's struggling for grip a little bit right now. He's keeping Rafael Dumal behind him as well for good measure. As Ionescu not close enough to attempt to move on Jackson right now. Speaking of which, he has similar fuel load, if not a lap lighter.
Yeah, I think he's going to pit one lap before Jackson, so it's going to be one
Looks
lap
like
undercut if he cannot pass on track.
Yeah, indeed. That depends, of course, if the undercut is stronger or not. Either way, it's looking good for Audi so far.
I would expect the undercut to be good around here because the cars are.
We've got a move, sorry to interrupt here. Tobola tried to get past Kokjun Chung, but he couldn't quite get him. But yeah, as you said, you expect the undercut to be a little stronger, you say?
Yeah, because the cars are not setting fastest laps anymore, so the tires are definitely wearing out.
Yeah, that is true. But there's always, no matter what series you're in, there's always one key, crucial danger about trying to go for the undercut, and that is traffic.
Yeah, that is completely true.
Has managed to claw back a little bit of ground to Esquiz, so 1.2 behind now. So the Romanian driver won't be able to attack on this lap either. I got a move here. Prazan is being overtaken by Leighton Aviard for P7. What a boy! This is what a great drive he's having.
Yep, now the Porsche in the P7. He's doing great.
Next target for him is the Mercedes of Michael Mocho, though I'm not quite sure.
I think.
If he can catch him or not.
Oh, look at the ramp Prazan's got.
Yeah, I think he'll be able to get past him easily, which he does. Prazan back in P7. He's not letting Aviard have it easy. Meanwhile, Jackson is losing some more time. He's now 2.5 behind Andrioli. So maybe he's experiencing a little more tire wear, would you say?
Well, he's just set a personal best first sector.
Yeah, but the first sector is just one braking zone, so I would say it's too complex. As Prazan goes a little bit wide into Beco de Pato, looks like Jackson is actually no, because Andrelli actually did gain an arc there, so it's very strange. Even though he was down on his personal best, Jackson is closer to his personal best. It just shows the difference in personal bests. As UNESCO has gained for 2 tenths on Jackson, he set his own personal best, as a matter of fact,
Yeah,
on
and
this lap. So he's definitely
Andreoli
starting to
is
push some more.
Andreoli is definitely being helped by the lighter fuel load, but looking at the actual tire wear, if you compare the pace to the own personal best, Andreoli is dropping off compared to his times a lot more than the two behind him are.
Don't forget, Andrelli will have to take his tires the longest in the last stint, so that could be a trouble for him later on in the race. Meanwhile, Jakub Tobola has just overtaken Kogjan Chong to move up to 16th place. Wojtek Kulisic, meanwhile, keeps or passes Rafael Dumoulin, I should have said. So both Czech drivers making a move. As now Dominic De is trying to overtake Nguyen Quan Min. Let's see if we can get him. Into Interlagos, he's got him nice and easy. UNESCO with another personal best sector 1. Can you keep it up in S2? We'll have to wait and see. I'm not quite sure because we have to jump to the Jelly defending from Quan. But in the meantime, Aviard and Plasma, keep an eye on them. Their battle looks to be heating up as Jackson has her personal best in the middle sector. So tires don't appear to be doing that much for these two guys in particular. Koenig also on the personal best as Aviard is right over the back of Agi Praza. It'll be interesting to see if we can get him this time and get him for good. Here goes Layden. And he's gonna go left. He is gonna go left. Kempra doesn't do anything to keep him at bay. It's gonna have to be last two late breakers here. Does he have the confidence on the brakes to get this move done? And I'm afraid the answer is no, not quite. But having said that, he's got him on exit. Great move from Leighton Aviard. But he might leave himself vulnerable to Prazan if he has a good run, which he doesn't have. So I think that seals the deal. Aviard's got him. Great move.
Very well done.
What a race he's having, the lad. Impressive.
Yeah, he's mixing with the top cars.
Yep, indeed. 1.1 between UNESCO and
Oh,
Jackson, so
Mozzo
they
is
appear to be even matches. Mortis goes on out the track massively. Had a 5.4 gap to Aviard, but that gap's been cut down by a second right about now. I'd say
that could
a
have
very
been a
scary high
disaster.
speed moment. Yeah, indeed. Thankfully, he got it back on track quickly, but nevertheless, that's not a mistake you want to make here. Looks like Androli is stretching out his advantage just a little bit to Jackson, but I'm very concerned. What if he emerges in traffic, of course, because he should be pitting earlier than everybody. So that could be a thorn in his side. We'll have to wait and see. Koenig, meanwhile, 2.7 behind Ionescu, so he's keeping pace somewhat, I'd say.
Yeah, their gap is quite stable so far. I'm not expecting Ionescu to get the move anytime soon. Of
No,
course,
I don't think so.
unless there's going to be a mistake.
Yeah, of course, Andrelli will pit first, so it'll be interesting to see if he can hold on to the end, to that lead he's got, to the lead he's built up, because he has the advantage in the first stint, but he will be vulnerable in the second stint. That's usually how Grand Prix 4 works with tires here. And now Dominic De trying to get back past Jakub Tobola. Has he got him in towards the first corner? And the answer is that they're still side by side. And tell you what, he just about got him on the exit. Same thing Aviar did. Great move from De.
Yep, using the outside line to advantage.
Yeah, he's forced his opponent to go very deep and then just use the better traction to seal the deal on exit of turn 1 and the approach into turn 2. As here we have Alex Broster pushing hard for some points. Next target for him is Muhammad Razin. As Quan has just gone very wide there. He's lost 11 places so far. This is definitely not a good race for him.
Yeah, his qualifying was good, but just dropping back now.
Yeah, indeed. Meanwhile, Kulisic is having a train of cars right behind him, fighting for position there. Meanwhile, we're just started lap 17. I wonder what sort of gap Andreoli has. I think it's around 3 seconds or something. Jackson, yeah, 3 seconds exactly. Meanwhile, Jackson doing well to keep Ionesco at a consistent distance behind him. Looks like right now Andreoli is marginally faster than these two guys. And yeah, that's about it, really.
Yeah,
In fact,
he's still being held by the lighter car, but it's going to be interesting to see how he does when his car is going to be a bit heavier at the end of the
here goes
race.
Broster attacking Razin. I'm not sure if he's got him or not, but we're gonna check now. He's got him, yes, nice and easy.
Yeah, automatic camera just acted more quickly than I did.
Automatic camera can sometimes be the biggest enemy of humanity. Sometimes. Look at this. Jackson's lost a lot of time. Ionesco's getting all over the back of him. He's much closer than he was before, as Nguyen Quan Min and Nguyen Min Quan has dropped another position. He's been overtaken by Kongjun Jung. And Jolly, meanwhile, continues to extend his advantage. 3.1 there. He's not gaining massively, but he's gaining. And now Ionesco is closer than he's ever been to the back of Brian Jackson. This will be his first shot.
I don't think he's close enough yet, but it's not much. If
He can use
Jackson's,
it to set up a move into turn 4, perhaps.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. If he gets a good exit, he could do it in turn 4.
Angelli, meanwhile, gained 2/10 in the third sector as Jackson has a wide line into 1, but it's not going to help him a lot. It's not going to harm him a lot, I just said, because UNESCO is not close enough. Meanwhile, someone who is close enough is Ross Denholm. Here he goes, rocketing past Dennis Barashki on the straights.
Oh,
Into P9 goes Scotsman.
he's having an impressive race, isn't he?
He's in a backmarker team, beating a top team driver right now. I don't think there's any criticism I have for Ross Denholm right now. He's doing just amazing, but watch out because Dennis Barashki is coming back at him. Denholm defends to the left aggressively, not doing a Verstappen on Hamilton though. Like he's kept his defense nice and clean, and Barashki wasn't trying to attack too hard. He stayed nicely behind. Meanwhile, Nesco once again looks like he's gaining a lot in the middle sector, but appears to be struggling just a little bit on traction zones, which is why Jackson can keep clear of him. Ionesco doesn't seem to be able to have the opportunity to get close enough where it counts. But having said that, now he's closer than ever, just 4/10 down. This might be his best shot yet. Let's see if he can overtake Brand Jackson with the slipstream of the Audi and the power, and with the slipstream and the power of the Audi. Let's see. Not into turn 1, but have a shot into turn 4. Unless he can make it work into 1 right now. Let's see. Here goes Ionescu. He's going to try to attack. Is he going to dive it? He's not going to dive it. He's going to go for it in turn 4. Jackson's gone a little deep. This could harm both their runs here. Ionescu staying very close to back of Jackson. And is this it for Brand Jackson, or is there anything he can do to keep him behind? Here goes Robert Ionescu onto Reto Posta. Diving to the left here. Is there anything Jackson can do, or is this game set and match? Master Light Breaker is here, and has Ionescu got him? He's not got him. Jackson holds on. And this is helping Andreoli, He's pulling away from these lot.
Yep, now this is where Andreoli needs to run away with the race.
Look how much Koenig is gaining in the meantime.
And the fight is continuing between Paratsky and Denholm.
Denholm holds on, just about, just like Jackson did. Looks like, meanwhile, these guys are gonna have to worry about Marvel Koenig soon if Ionescu can't get the move done. But I think Jackson has run out his tires.
Oh yeah, he's much slower than what he was before.
Indeed. Meanwhile, Ionescu still appears to have some rubber left on the thread. But in any case, Aviard in P7 doing an incredible job, so is Ross Denholm. But Denholm still has to fight for his life against Dennis Parachki. Keep an eye out on the run to turn 1. Ionescu might try something. I'm not sure if he's close enough or not looking at the minimap. No. Will turn 4 be the opportunity, or will he have to wait? I think he might be close enough. He can get the run right. Let's see, as he's lost massive amounts of time to his teammate because Jackson holding him up. But let's see if Ionescu can go for it here. As we're approaching the halfway point, Ionescu is going to go for it. Can he make it work this time? into the fourth corner. He's got him up to second place, and that's an Audi 1-2, just like it was last season. Next target for Ionescu is his teammate Santino Andreoli, though I'm not sure if he's close enough to get him anytime soon. Might have to play the long game here, as Jackson has to worry about his own teammate, Marvel Koenig, who's gained massively on him. Maybe BMW are thinking about some team orders because they think Koenig could hand down Ionescu perhaps, or is Jackson going to try to brave it there and hold on to third? What do you think?
I will say that I don't want to see any team orders. I want them to fight for the position. With
Because I'm not allowed to give an opinion considering I'm an Audi driver and BMW are the rivals, so I'm gonna stay quiet.
I hope they give us a good fight, because there is a chance that Jackson could get Ionescu back here.
Yeah, Ionescu hasn't pulled away a lot in middle sector from Jackson, so he's still gonna have his hands full with defending. We've seen he can attack, but can he defend? Here goes Brand Jackson, and Ionescu tries to close the door. But I think Jackson's got him. Yeah, he's already ahead. Is Ionescu gonna have to try to repass him to turn 4 once again? As it looks like Androli's got pit call. He's gonna come in this time. He's got 5.5 second cushion, but he's gonna have to come in and might encounter some traffic, who knows, as Koenig is now trying to get Ionescu as well. And this is all going wrong for the Romanian right now. He's being passed by both BMWs in just one sector.
And now the BMWs are both on the podium.
Yeah, indeed. I think Ionescu knows he can't waste time with these guys if he wants to chase after his teammate. But he needs to battle with these guys first. If he wants to win this race, of course. As here we have a move. Barachki tried to get past Denholm, but Scotsman's doing an incredible fight. As Andreoli is about to come in this lap. Where will he emerge, I wonder? If he gets any traffic or not could be big for the destiny of this race. .4. This fighting has helped him build a massive gap. But in the second stint it'll be something else, as Dumel has had a lock up there into turn 4. Clearly pushing hard. Sun and Choi is all the way at the back. Andreoli comes in the first pit stop of the day for the French driver. This is where he had his last race in GP2, of course, and one race later he's back in Brazil, leading the race, now coming into the pits. He'll be handing the lead over to Brand Jackson, and the two BMWs are fighting the Audi of Ionescu. Try to get Koenig into turn 1. Can he do the same move Aviar did? Yes, he can on the outside of 2. Brilliant stuff. And I think Ionescu's cleared Koenig now. Next target for him is Jackson. But this fighting has helped Jackson build just a little bit of a cushion. Dilsley is also in the pits. 7.3, not the fastest stop in the world for Andreoli. Will he have some traffic when he emerges from the pits or not, I wonder. 7.2 for Dilsley. Denholm is also in, Yeri.
Yep.
Andreoli is right behind Aki Prazan, so he will have traffic after all. It'll be interesting to see how quickly he can clear him, because otherwise it could compromise his race. Parachki, meanwhile, is in P8, as Dilsey emerges just in front of Mohamed Razin, who is about to stop. He'll stop this lap, as a matter of fact. Denholm, 8.1 second stop, not quite the fastest. Could help Parachki get a jump on him. In any case, will Denholm emerge in P16 or P17, I wonder, as Andreoli is going to lose some time on the back of Agiprazan there. So he needs to clear him as quick as he can if he wants to hold on to his chance of winning the race, of course, because in the first stint it was advantage Andreoli, and the second stint he'll be the one getting hunted. And he is losing some time right now behind Prazan. He needs to get the move done quickly, otherwise he might be in trouble soon enough. What do you think?
I think if he can get him now, it will help him with the undercut. I think he can increase the gap, but if he cannot do it, then he might be in trouble at the end of the race.
It doesn't appear to be close enough right now. Into turn 1 at the very least. He's gonna have to try to do it into turn 4. Nowhere near close enough on the braking here. So maybe he's not going. Maybe he's going to be more conservative with the power. Not trying to go for maximum top end speed. But in any case, he's gonna have another shot into turn 4 as Parachki has come in. It'll be interesting to see if he can jump Denholm or not. But Andreoli is nowhere near close enough to make that move.
Yeah, the heavier car, of course, is going to hinder you in that straight line.
Yeah,
Making
indeed.
so overtaking is sometimes more difficult. And Paratsky has to wait.
He had a brilliant 6.6 second stop, but that's gonna come to nothing because of Mohammed Razin. No, because of Kong Jun Chung coming into the pits and holding him up a little bit.
Look
I
how
think
much
that
he's
should be the
lost.
position for Denholm. Yeah,
He's
clearly.
lost a lot.
Absolutely right, Kire.
He's going to drop behind Broster.
I think it's going to be close here. Let's have a look. Where is he? He is right behind him. Yeah, this wasn't a good stop for Insparchki whatsoever. He lost a heap of time as Razin and Chili are also in out of the pits, I should say, as is Gogjin Chung. Sana Choi with 6.4 second stop is in front into the pits from last. Jackson continues to lead. Ionesco is second down as Angeli won't have to worry about it for too long because Agi President is gonna come in this lap. He's gonna try to go for the pass. No, not here. He's gonna have to slow down. And he's lost some more time as the President comes to the pits. Andreoli's momentum has been cut a little bit as Ionescu is thankful that Sana Choi emerges from the pits right behind him, so you don't have to deal with the back marker. He's gonna have to hunt down Jackson, but this is not helping Marvel Koenig exactly.
Nope, he has to be behind the back marker car of Sanatroy. But
I mean, no, it looks like Michael Mocho is gaining onto these guys. And look, Marvel Koenig is gonna come in this lap.
yeah, Monzo's just been there and now he's suddenly catched up.
Yeah, looks like he was having some pace they couldn't show earlier in the race thanks to his poor qualifying position. But as I said, Koenig will come in. He'll be trying to jump Ionescu and maybe Jackson as well. In fact, Koenig is going for the pass on the back marker now. He's got Choi here. But look how much Mocho has gained as a result of that. Jackson and Ionescu staying out, as in comes Marvel Koenig. Mocho overtakes Choi as well, and look at that timing. He was going to pass Koenig as well, but he came into the pits. Mocho could be a very big surprise in this race. I completely ruled him out, as Aveyard comes in as well. Andreoli will pass by the pit lane entry now.
I want to see what the gap between him and Koenig will be.
I think it'll be rather big.
Yeah.
Maybe around 10 seconds or so. Maybe less.
Because Koenig was very close to Janescu and Jackson. So this is looking quite good for Andreoli.
For the moment, yeah. But of course, he'll be the one having a tire disadvantage towards the end, so he may have a big gap, but he's gonna have to worry about preserving it. As looks like Mocho is very intent on hunting down the two cars in front of him. Where did his pace come from? I have no idea, but he is gaining a lot, definitely. So yeah, Mocho 2.4 behind Ionescu is just getting our 2/10 of a second. And Ionescu is he gonna pit on the next lap? He
Yep.
is. He's gonna try to get the undercut on Marvel Koenig. Not Marvel Koenig, on his teammate, Brian Jackson, of course. Yeah, I think these two guys have pushed their tires a little bit too long. But Angeli will have to worry about tire when we get to the end of the race. So both him and Jackson are going to push a lot to try to chase for the win. As will Koenig. I think Koenig might be able to jump both of them, I'm sure though. Let's see, so Andreoli is 19 seconds down on Jackson. But where is Koenig compared to Jackson, I wonder? As Dobola is racing while Prasen here. Prasen's gonna get the move down as Kogjin Chung comes to the pits. Dobola, of course, yet to stop. Prasen makes his way through, setting a personal best in the process. Koenig is not too far behind Tilsley, as a matter of fact. But he could be impeded by Jake Tilsley, you know.
Tilsler is ahead on
That's strange.
both
What?
have pitted.
That's very, very strange, I completely missed when he came into the pits. But in any case, Jake Tilsley did come in, but he's clearly having his hands full because Koenig appears to be much quicker right now. Ionescu is going to come in this lap, of course. It'll be interesting to see if he can be in front of Tilsley or not. This will be rather close, I think. If he's behind, he's in a lot of trouble. I think he can kiss the race win goodbye if he's behind these guys. But let's see if the Audi crew can give him a good stop. 20 laps of fuel. He's got more than enough to the end. 6-second stop, the best we've seen today. Will that be enough to keep him in front of these two guys, or will it not be? Past goes his team Androli. There are the two guys, Tilsley and Koenig. Koenig just has the fastest lap, and I think UNESCO is going to be very close to them, but might just be behind. Or will he be behind? This will be very close. Koenig has got the fastest lap, but will he get Ionescu as well? Very close, but Ionescu is kept just about in front. Oh my
Oh, he
goodness,
needs
but
to
here goes
defend.
Marvel Koenig. He's attacking. Ionescu's kept him at bay though. Androli's not that far out in front though, look.
Yeah, actually Koenig was over a second faster on his fastest lap than Andrioli,
Yeah.
so things might get real at the end of this race.
Yeah, indeed. Jackson's gonna come in now. So Ionescu needs to make the most of his out lap if he wants to pass him. And of course, Jackson needs to make the most of his in lap, just like Ionescu did on the previous one. But he's 1.4 down his personal best to Jackson. So this will be close, not just between him and Ionescu, but also between him and Tilsley. And who else is in there? Oh yeah, and Koenig. Meanwhile, Mocho will inherit the lead. I think he'll come
No, he's
in. No,
pitting.
he's coming right now. He won't inherit the lead. What an amazing stint that was from Mocho. Could he also be a contender for victory?
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see. There's going to be 4 to 5 cars fighting for this win now.
Could very well be the case, yeah. Let's see what Stout Jackson has. 6.1, just 1/10 slower than Ionescu, but that could be the crucial 10th. 6.9 for Mocho in the meantime. So I think this will be close between the pair of them. Androli's already gone through. Where is Ionescu compared to Jackson? This was going to be very close. But who's going to be in front? I think Ionescu will be in front on this one. But where will Jackson be? Will it be P3 or P4 or even P5? Ionescu is in front of Jackson here. He's got him with the undercut. And Jackson is in front of his teammate. Stilsey is trying to make the move on his teammate, Marvel Koenig. Mocha has come out behind these guys. And now it's 5 people who are going to try to hunt down Santino Andrel. And Ionescu has already taken a big chunk of the gap. It was 6.5, now it's 5.8. So dire advantage definitely kicking in for the Romanian driver. And he's going to have to push like hell if he wants to escape Brand Jackson here. Meanwhile, Kwan is into the pits, as is Jakub Tobola. So what do you think here? I think this race has livened up quite a lot with 15 laps to go.
Yep, it's going to be really interesting.
Yeah.
If Andrioli can manage the gap even a little bit, I think
No, he can't. He's lost the
losing a
second
lot.
last sector.
He's
Yeah,
losing a
indeed.
lot. So
My goodness.
he's going to have lots of defending to do.
Yeah, but would Audi risk it? Would they risk a DNF if their two cars were to crash together? Of course. But I'm not sure they would. I think Ionescu has just had the fastest lap. He's going to try his hardest to push, get past them, and have his teammate hold up the others so he can hold on to the win. Or Androli's can try to hold on to the win himself. I don't know what's going to happen. But in any case, don't discount Jackson. He has a shot as well. I think anybody has a shot in this race. Even Mocho. Who's just overtaken Tilsey, as a matter of fact, look, in the background.
Yep, so we have 6 cars in the fight for the win.
But can we look at the replay of that overtake? Because that was completely unseen by the cameras here. Yeah, it's gained a lot on those tires. Mocho's pace is incredible right now. I think, don't be surprised if he says the fastest lap on this next tour, because it could be quite interesting. I think Mocho is faster than Ionescu right now, for what it's worth. And Ionescu just had the fastest lap of the race, so Mocho could be a contender for the win if he can clear those two guys, and then clear Ionescu and catch up to Andrioli. What do you think?
What?
I was asking, do you think Mocho can be a contender for the win if he can just pass these guys quickly?
No, I think he definitely can. Of course, it all depends on how much Andrioli will hold these guys up.
Yeah, indeed. Meanwhile, Dumel is coming into the pits because he's got a problem. He's got a
Oh,
problem. He's not gonna come into the pits. He'll be the first retirement of the day.
looks like a
But what
puncture.
exactly? Yeah.
It isn't puncture.
So Rafael Dumel is the first retirement. Yellow flags for turn 1. This could be key if they're not removed quickly. So, yeah. Confirmation there that Dumel is out of this race. Through goes Andrioli into turn 1. Mocho says the fastest lap indeed. As I said, he is the fastest car on track. Jackson keeping close to Ionescu meanwhile. As Mocho, he's already overtaken Marvel Koenig, my goodness. But that was
Wait,
under yellow flags, wasn't it?
wait, he got him before the yellows. He's being really smart here.
Incredible. Incredible stuff. Mocho is absolutely on fire right now.
Yeah, he was really smart there, overtaking just before the yellow flag zone. Well done to him.
Yeah, indeed. This now could really be heating up, but can Koenig come back at Mocho here onto Reto Posta and slow down his charge to help his teammate Jackson? He's definitely giving all he's got, but Mocho shuts the door nicely and smartly. Ionescu is 3.8 behind Andrioli, but he can appear to shake off Brand Jackson here. Meanwhile, Ross Denholm, holding on to P9, he's got a big advantage to Barachki, as things stand. Tell you what though, Yuri, looking at the minimap, I think the leaders are gonna run into some lap traffic soon enough.
That could be happening, yeah. Let's take a look.
Well, there is Sun Choi.
Yeah. I think they will catch her.
Ionescu's getting our half second on his teammate, meanwhile Andrioli definitely under a lot of pressure right now. And we have Jaswant Kumar in a lonely P18 right now. He's got 3.7 ahead of on Carpenter, so there's that. But this is shaping out to be an amazing climax to this race, Yere. And can Mocho perhaps? Where was he even on the grid? I think he was he outside the top 10 or something like that?
Who?
Mocho, no, he's starting P9.
Yeah, he's started in P9.
That could be an incredible win if he can pull it off. But looks like Koenig is still staying close to Mocho, so the fight isn't over. Meanwhile, Aveyard, having an incredible drive. Could he perhaps catch up to Tilsley, I wonder? 5.7 the gap is. We will keep an eye on that.
He is quite a bit faster, so he could be on for the P6 place.
Yeah, it might just be. Meanwhile, 2.8 between the Audi teammates. As Kokji Chung and Mahindra makes a move on Dominic Ticelli. Has he got him? He has got him, you know, up into P13. And I have to say, Mocho judged that pass on the yellow flag perfectly with the timing. He got him just before the yellows. When he did get him. Of course, the yellows are gone, so there's nothing to talk about in that regard anymore. But in any case, Alex Broster is in the fight as well here. 1.9, meanwhile, Ionescu has gained massive than Andrioli. As here we have the Chile trying to come back at Chunk. He hasn't been able to do it.
We will have a big fight for the win on our hands.
Yeah, indeed. His strategy seemed to be strong early on, but it's backfired massively. The tire wear is much bigger than I anticipated. Tire delta definitely putting him in jeopardy right now. 2 seconds between the Audi teammates. I wonder how are they going to handle this. As Andrioli is just about to catch up to Sana Choi. He's got 3 more seconds, I think, before he catches her. Meanwhile, Mocha is 1.4 behind Jackson. Koenig is still keeping close to Mocha, and there's still the effort 1 or 2 seconds down.
Mocho has the fastest lap also, by the way.
Yeah, indeed. But Jackson and Ionescu are both very fast. Not as fast as Mocho, but close enough, so he'll have a more difficult time if he wants to pass them. Meanwhile, Aveyard is just 5 seconds behind Tilsley. He's made some further gains, you know, Yere. As Brosser is just overtaken Dazen, unseen by the cameras. Thankfully got us at the bottom. As here we have Tobola making a move on Kogjin Chung. Into turn 1, he's got him nice and well, but he's gone very deep, and Chung comes back at him. That's a brilliant switchback, but Double is still there, look. Amazing. Chung holds on to the position in the end. But that was an incredible clean piece of racing, wasn't it, Yere? 2 seconds between the Audis in the meantime, as Kumar is in a lowly P18 still.
I
Looks
think
like Jack.
I think Andrioli has actually increased his pace. Ionescu
I think
was
Ionesco's made a little bit of an error because Jackson's gone closer to him. I wonder though. In any case, I think he'll try to pick the pace back up, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. Sana Choi could be what decides this race, because she's already getting both flags like there on the death panel. How much will she impede the leaders is the big question. As in the meantime, looks like tell you what, Koenig isn't too far off Macho's pace right now. Meanwhile, Ionesco's gained 4 tenths in the first sector. He's just 1.6 behind Andrioli now. He's definitely pushing very hard. Got 10 and a bit laps to go. I think Andrioli's starting to suffer from the dirty air of Sanachoi here. Yere?
what?
I think he's starting to suffer from the dirty air from the back marker.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And look how much she's impeding him. If you think Albon on Leclerc was bad, look what Sanachoi is doing right now. It was Santino Androli. Into Mergulio, she finally lets him by. But he's lost so much time. Ionesco is right here.
Yeah, it's less than a second now, and
And he's gonna lap her on the straight.
oh, that hurts Andrioli.
Yeah, quite a lot. Everyone else will get a chance to lap her on the straight. But Androli had to spend the entire middle sector behind her. Now, Androli's teammate Robert Ionesco is just 7 tenths behind him and chasing hardest. Jackson has lapped the Korean driver. 8 tenths is the gap between the Audis. 10 laps to go. And the battle is on. Maybe a 4-way, maybe a 5-way. But it's a battle nevertheless. And the big question at Audi is, will Andrioli make this difficult for his teammate, or will he not? Because remember, if they fight too hard, they could just hand this race to Brian Jackson, or to Michael Macho. So it's a very interesting dilemma. Meanwhile, Kok Jun Chung has dropped another place, he's down in 16th, as Macho has just lapped Sana Choi, I've noticed in the background. But Andrioli's main weakness has been the middle sector so far, that's where Ionescu's gained the most on this stint. Let's see if he can gain here, or if he'll have to worry about Jackson attacking him. He's went very wide as Andrioli into Pinheirino earlier, so he might be under some pressure from his teammate. He's getting much closer, but so is Jackson. The fight is heating up here. The gap is 7 tenths of a second between the Audi teammates, but Jackson is so much closer to Ionescu, he's 3 tenths down. Ionescu is gonna get in the slipstream of Andrioli, but Jackson's gonna get slipstream from both of them. He's gonna go to the left early, that could jeopardize him, or it could get him past, let's see. He's gonna slow down here, no he's not gonna slow down, he's gonna get past Ionescu here, unless Ionescu can get him back on the brakes. Let's see, Jackson going for second, has he got him? He's got him, And Ionescu couldn't do much there, but he could into turn 4. Ooh, he slid there. He slid, and that could cost him a lot of time. Brian Jackson seems to have secured P2 for now. I think Andrioli will want to impede Jackson to help his teammate. I don't know. In any case, Ionescu is in trouble. Macho is gaining up on him. And he's made a little bit of an error there earlier.
Oh, Ionescu dropped 1.2 seconds on that first sector.
Yeah, definitely struggling a lot. But Andrioli's pace is keeping all of them slowed down. So Jackson needs to get the move down quick if he wants to win this race. As now Mocho will be next to attack Ionescu. And if he can get past him, that'll be just 2 cars he needs to pass to take the win. Look how close Jackson is to the back of Andrioli here. He might just be able to get him on the next passing the start-finish straight. Unless Andrioli has a trick in the bag. As Ionescu, look at that! He's got much closer in the run to Mergulio to Jackson.
Taking a great run after the exit of that corner, and it's hindering the others who are trying to overtake him.
Andrioli is doing God's work there to keep Jackson at bay, and this is helping Ionescu bounce back. He's had a terrible first sector, but now he's gonna try to get back past Brian Jackson. Can he get him on the brakes, and can Macho follow up and sneak in there sneakily? Let's see. Ionescu going back for second place. Can he get him? On the brakes. This is going to be a hard fought battle. And Jackson goes deep, very deep, but Ionescu's got him around the outside. Or has he? No, Jackson muscling his way, keeping him at bay here. Incredible defense from Jackson. This is helping Mochi. He's going to get a great run on Ionescu. But Ionescu's going to get a run on Jackson. This could get very tasty as Androli is trying for dear life to pull away from these guys. Ionescu shuts the door on Mochi. He's not letting him by. And Jackson holds on to the position, but Androli has pulled away. Just a little bit of a safety gap. This is some very intelligent racing from these guys. Jackson holding on for dear life there.
It's a great battle.
Indeed. And Androli, even though he pulled away, he'll be very vulnerable. We've seen how quickly these guys can catch up.
Well, at
Looking
least
at the minimap,
for him, he has one lap of safety at least now.
yeah, true. Meanwhile, will Jackson be under attack? Will Jackson be under attack from Ionescu, or will Ionescu be under attack from Mocho? Could be quite interesting. It looks like Ionescu is closer to Rebecca Jackson as we approach in Sao. Whatever the case, I think, Yuri, whoever Androli first wins. That's my opinion. Right there, right now, to be the one who gets to overtake him. Is Ionescu close enough to back Brand Jackson go for it? I don't think, but he's gonna go for it nevertheless. Is he? Once again, Jackson goes very deep, and once again keeps him behind. What on earth is going on here? Brand Jackson, incredible defensive work, but into turn 4 he might be vulnerable again. Will Ionescu go for it this time? Can he get him on the brakes? Using the straight line speed of the Audi. He's gonna have to make it here on the brakes if he wants to get it done. And Jackson has gone wide. But Ionescu once again staying behind. Can't get the move done. Incredible defending from Jackson into turn 2 earlier. And even though they're battling, they still gained a lot of Andrel here. Meanwhile, looking at the rest of the pack, there isn't much I have to say really. It's just these guys are battling like crazy here. Eh?
Yeah, it's hard to follow the others when the top cars are having a massive fight for the win of the race. So
Ooh, he's had a snap of oversteer there. I think Jackson is very weak when it comes to Discord into Mergulia luck. But I think Ionescu will have his hands full because Mocho is all over the back of him.
yeah, Mozzo is going for the podium. He of course, Mozzo said that his target of the season is to win every single race.
That's a little excessive.
Yeah, I agree with that, but at least he's making a go for it.
In any case, Ionescu doesn't seem to be putting up much of a fight. Mocho is up in third place with just 5 and a bit laps to go. But is there anything the Romanian driver can do to get him back, or is Mocho secured third? And you have to wonder, have Audi judged this completely wrong? Because they could have used Androli to protect his hard-charging teammate, but Androli is very intent on fighting for the win himself, and I don't blame him. As Aviard is having to deal with Senna Choi unlapping herself, and now she's unlapping herself from Jake Dillsley, as a matter of fact. Aviard is just 2.1 behind.
Yeah, there's going to be a fight for P6 as well.
Indeed there is. Meanwhile, Jackson has a 1 second cushion over Mocho for now.
Uh, Tech Cheetah has had a horrible race.
Absolutely, Quan has gone from 5th to 20th. And we only have 21 cars left in the running. Meanwhile, Jackson is closing in on Andrelli. Meanwhile, Ionescu is very close to back of Mocho as well. He might be trying to fight back and get him in third. We'll see. But is this the opportunity Brand Jackson needed? As Ionescu is very close behind Mocho, trying to get back in third. This will be one hell of a fight to the checkered flag. I can feel it. 5 laps to go. Ionescu is going to attack Mocho into turn 1. Can he get him and get back into the podium places? No. But he'll have turn 4 as an opportunity, or will he? If he's close enough, he will. Ooh, very, very close in turn 2. I think Mocho's had a terrible run. Ionescu might have a shot here. But let's see. He's been weak into turn 4, I've seen. He hasn't been able to pull any successful moves there. But Ionescu is going to go for it right now. Can he get Mocho into turn 4 and get back on the podium? No. This is bad for him. Meanwhile, Andreoli trying his best to cling on to dear life to win this race. Koenig has got this train as well, and Jonesko is losing a lot of time. But yeah, Andreoli is gonna try like hell to defend from these people. He's holding up everybody. And everybody gets a chance to overtake the car in front as it stands. Who knows, if it keeps up like this, even Aviard could win the race. What do you think?
Well, I don't think he has any chance. I think it's going to be Andreoli, Jackson, or Mozzo. But
Yeah.
looking at how Andreoli is doing with the defense, I think he could have this in the
Ooh,
bag.
Jackson's had a terrible line. Mocho is right up on his rear end, but he's had terrible exit here. Could this help Ionescu get closer? He is getting closer, you know what? Might have another shot in Mocho. Is he close enough, or is he not? Mocho is also having to attack Jackson.
This all is
4 laps to
playing to
go.
Andreoli, and
Mocho attacks.
look at the defense.
Koenig is also attacking Ionescu here. And Mocho, has he got him? He's not got him just yet. Jackson with his usual defense. What a great fight this is. And Ionescu drops down to P5. Koenig could put both BMWs on the podium here. Aviard, meanwhile, is fighting with Tilsley, still for P6, as Mocho holds on to third in front of Koenig, but Ionescu is all over the back of him. He's very angry right now, because he felt he could have had a shot at a win if his teammate had let him by, but right
Aviard
now
has
he's in
overtaken
P5 fighting these
Tilsler.
people. He's got him! He's got him indeed. So that's laying Aviard into P6, as Mocho is holding up these people like crazy. Can Jackson finally get a move down on Andrioli, or will he lose a heap of time?
Jackson has now finally. This could be the best chance of all race that he could have for the win.
If he doesn't get him now, he's gonna be in trouble from the cars behind. I'm gonna say that much. Looks like Ionescu meanwhile is dropping off from Koenig a little bit. This is strange. As Brandon Jackson, it's his greatest opportunity yet. Can he go for it now?
Now
Constantino
he's going for
Andreoli.
it.
He's not even fighting him that hard, you know. I think Jackson's got him. 3 laps to go, and Brandon Jackson, the Pulsar, takes back the lead. Or does he? No, because Andreoli keeps him behind. He goes very deep, but he can't do the Jackson defense. Jackson is taking the lead, and Andreoli, he's done for. He can't win this race anymore.
Yeah, there's no coming back for that, and now Jackson is looking good for the win. And let's see,
Yeah,
can he defend P2 from Mozzo? Because it looks like
no.
both of the Audis have wasted their tires.
I think there's a lot of headbanging in the Audi garage over the initial strategy because it was Ionescu caught up to Andreoli first. Andreoli could have let him go, but he didn't. I don't think Ionescu himself is angry at that, but the team certainly is because they lost the win like that. And we still got 2.5 laps to go to decide the other podium places, and Andreoli is all over the place as is Mocho. Koenig is gonna try to get in there as well. Ooh, look at that, Koenig getting very close to the back of Mocho into Marguglio here. Ionescu keeping up pace with Koenig too. But this is one hell of a finish to this race. Jackson may have just squeaked with the win, but the fight for podium place is far from over. Here goes Mocho, he's gonna get a shot at Andreoli now. Now look at the gap Jackson's got, 1.7 seconds. I think Mocho's gonna make the move now. Can he get it done? Yes, he can get it done. 2 to go. Can Andreoli do anything on the outside to defend? He's going very deep, but he can't do anything there. So it's a freeway fight for the podium between Andreoli and again Ionescu with 2 laps to go. And I think Audi are visibly upset by that strategy, as now Ionescu trying to fight Koenig, but he's been completely useless in turn 4. He can't pass anybody there, and he can't pass Koenig here. I think he might have to sell for P5 as it stands, which could be painful considering he had a shot to win the race.
Yeah, dropping from P2 to P5 it's probably not the best feeling, but what he needs to take from this is that the car is good and he can consistently fight for good results.
Yeah, indeed. Well, in any case, the fight for podium is not over. Andreoli is rather slow, as Tobola makes a move on the Chile for 13th place. So there goes Jakub Tobola. Gogjun Chung is also being passed by Vojta Kulisec for 15th position, as Kumar still sitting lonely. Kwan is in 20th, and the leaders are catching up to Kwan soon enough. Koenig is gonna attack Andreoli as we enter the last lap. I don't think he's gonna be able to get him. Final lap there. Jackson's got the win secured pretty much, as Koenig is not close enough to get Andreoli here. Now this is all falling apart for Audi here. They might get a car on the podium still, but they could have had so much more. Let's see towards turn 4. Koenig is all over the back. Can he get Andreoli now perhaps all places? Into turn 4. Audi haven't been so strong here. Has Koenig got enough in the back to get him? Into turn 4 we go. And Koenig has not got him. Andreoli holds on to third, and I think that's it. Meanwhile, here we have Brandon Jackson. He's driven a very respectable race, and he was on pole. Didn't seem like the favorite early on, but he judged the battling just right, and in the end, yeah, he did what he needed to do. He's held off the pressure at the end. Mocho, even though he was much faster, can make a headway here. So yeah, Brandon Jackson, his first Formula E race, is about to take victory. I think you can't put anything you can't fault him for anything. His defense into turn 2 was especially impressive. So, Brian Jackson, kudos to you. It's been an incredible race. Up the hill he goes, one last time, and that is it. That is it for the race. Blue flags for the cheaters, but it doesn't matter. BMW are in good hands because Brian Jackson comes through to win in Sao Paulo. Mocho takes second. On the line, Andreoli holds on third. Yes, he does. Koenig 4th. Ionescu will be disappointed with that P5, I think. And Aveyard will take P6. Great showing for the English rookie, as Dildsley is in P7. Choi will be P21. Lester
Prasan gets P8.
do provide some updates because the screen is almost frozen on me. Then home P9. Incredible drive from that Scotch lad. Barachki will take P10. So, poor showing for the Mercedes driver, but it's his first race back. Maybe he's a little rusty, but his Parachki has taken that 10th spot. Gokji Chung in the Mahindra, very solid drive, but it's P11 points.
Yeah,
Jakub Tobola, his teammate Mahindra, P12. But at the line there, Broster holds on the Chile. Kumar will be finishing in P18. And then we have the two cheetahs of Carpenter and Kwan. That's it for the race. There you go. What did you think of that race, Yuri?
a very good race and lots of fighting. Nice. It was very. You didn't know who was going to win up until the very end.
Yeah, that's true. Brian Jackson is the winner. Those are results. Michael Moch is second, Santino Angioli third. Marvel Koenig P4, Robert Tunescu in P5. Leighton Aveyard P6, Jake Tilsley 7th. Aki Praz in 8th, Ross Denholm in 9th. And Sparchki P10, Kogji Chung in P11. In the second half, you do it.
Jacob Tobola P12, Alex Proster P13, Dominic Deselli P14, Vojta Kulasek P15, Kok Chung Chung P16, Muhammad Rasin 17th, Jaswant Kumar 18th, Ion Carpenter 19th, and Guin Min Guan 20th. Bad race for Diaz. Sana Choi, last of the finishing cars, only lapped car in P21, and Rafael Damel had the puncture. And in fastest laps, Michael Mozzo takes the fastest lap of the race.
Well, that was a very interesting race there. And that's it for today. Next time we'll be seeing you, and I don't even know how many weeks because of the delay, but we'll be seeing you in Mexico City if I'm not wrong. So that's been it for myself and Yuri. This recording will be up on the Saturday, of course, and it is Saturday right now when you are watching it. But yeah, thank you very much, and don't forget to tune in for the debut of World Champ Car on the Sunday. That is Until then, see you guys again, and thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.
See ya.